Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd do a quick video. I've just been to the encore of Jeff Bishop's Alpha Hunter webinar, so I'm going to talk about that primarily. But before I get started, I wanted to bring to your attention one of these events that we're running. So Lance and I from ThetaTraders.com are running a webinar at the end of July, so probably a week or two from now. The date is not exactly set. So the best bet is to sign up to get on my email list, which is go to the link in the description below, put in your best email address in here to reserve your seat. And that way you'll get notified when the webinar is about to start, and also some extra information on what we're going to be talking about. And I really, really think you should attend this one because if you look at the title here, this is no exaggeration. Over the last 95 trades, we've had 0 losing trades. 95 trades. No losers in the last year and a half have taken these trades. And so, if you're part of Jeff Bishop's Alpha Hunter or Wall Street bookie service, the types of trades that are likely to be that profitable, like that high of a win rate, would be sell side options trades. And that's what we're doing, but with a huge twist, something that very, very few people, including Raging Bull, are not doing, and something that is really worth learning how to do. So we're excited about it. It's one of the main trading strategies I've been doing. Lance taught it to me. He's taught it to lots of people in his Discord, and it's something that's going so well. And the big difference here is you'll see people like Jeff Bishop who, I get on great with Jeff Bishop. I've known him for a long time. I've had him on the channel, and he'll talk about how the Wall Street Bookie or Alpha Hunter service has like a 70% win rate or an 80 or an even 85% win rate. This has a 100% to date over 95 trades win rate. Now, of course, there'll be a losing trade here or there, but out of 95 trades without a single losing trade, averaging 30 to 40% return on your capital on your account every year with this strategy is phenomenal. In fact, I'd say it's industry changing. I'm really, really excited to be part of it. So we're doing this webinar. Definitely put in your email address. Put a little bit more details here, what we'll be talking about. The cool thing is, a lot of people think you need a lot of capital to start trading these types of systems. Like you need 10, 20, 30, 50, $100,000. You don't with this system. With our system, it's as little as $2,000 capital to get started, which is really cool. I have put some testimonials here. Basically things like Dave saying it's like free money. That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like to my wife. It's what it feels like to Lance. So definitely sign up, check it out. Let's get started on what I wanted to talk about primarily today, and let's go. So let's see. So there's some confusion going on. We basically have this Wall Street bookie service from Raging Bull. Jeff Bishop and Jason Bond started this in 2022. In fact, it was Jason that started it. So if you look back to my original review, it was back in September last year. Jason started this service called Wall Street Bookie. And he goes on about what I was just talking about, which is high probability trading strategies, which is basically being on the opposite side of the trade, being the person that sells the options contracts to the buyer, and sometimes they use derogatory names for the buyers. I think it's a little bit unfair because we all buy options at some point, right? I know I do. But sometimes they call them suckers, or, they're the sucker bets because the sell side has got this mathematical intrinsic advantage. And so Wall Street Bookie was started by Jason. Since then, he's spun it off though and left the service in the capable hands of Jeff Bishop, who actually taught him how to do all this stuff. So this kind of makes sense. And Jeff recently has decided to change the name from Wall Street Bookie, which is selling spreads essentially. He's changing it to Alpha Hunter, and it's confused quite a few people. So I thought I'd try and clear up some of the confusion. So here is my login on Raging Bull. You can see he's already addressing people a couple of days ago. He said, "You've probably been seeing emails lately that have been advertising my upcoming Alpha Hunter webinar that is happening tomorrow. Just so you know, his name is rebranding Wall Street Bookie, as it describes my goal as a trader better." It's a cooler sounding name. So hopefully that makes people already have Wall Street Bookie a little bit less like worried or not sure if they're going to get access to what Alpha Hunter has to offer, because it's the same thing. However, he does say that there are going to be more trades, which is cool. So that's definitely a difference. I listened to his webinar yesterday and then again today, and it looks like he's basically taking 2 to 3 trades a week, typically holding them for a week or so on average. And they're definitely sell side trades. He's not buying options, he's selling spreads. And this year he has had an 84% win rate, which is fantastic. Not as good as for example, what we're going to talk about, Lance and I, but it's still fantastic. So it's I think it's going to be interesting to see where Jeff takes it with this service. So he's saying there's going to be more focus on monthly profits. So I'll focus more on monthly profits than on win rates, and that's interesting because anybody can say 84% win, but really, how much are you going to make? But again, that comes down to capital as well. So a lot of questions I saw people were asking is, hey, you're saying you're going to make $10,000 a month, Jeff, right? That's how much. That's your goal. That's 120,000 a year. So how much are you going to use to do that? Because obviously somebody with a $5,000 account can't make $120,000 a year selling options. And so Jeff's answer to that was it'll be roughly $3,000 per position, with 2 to 3 positions per week on any one time. So from there you can start to figure out roughly how much capital you'd be comfortable with doing that type of trading with. So it's not $1,000 though, it's like 30,000, 50,000 in order to make that $10,000 a month. Maybe more depending on what brokerage you are with and how your buying power is structured and all that type of stuff. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to update you on. There's been some confusion. Let me just see. Here are some examples of positions. So for selling spreads, here's his ideas down here. So you get these emails and you get the app alerts when he actually does these as well. So you can see some of the examples. I have an order to close this. I have an order to close this. So these are the sort of alerts that you get as well. It's a really popular service. It's not one that I've paid a lot of attention to. I'm in all of the services, so I'm in every single Raging Bull service. You can see that in the Jeff Bishop column here, it's gone Bullseye Trades, Bullseye Unlimited, and now instead of Wall Street Bookie, it says Alpha Hunter right here. So yeah, Alpha Chamber, I think that's what we're looking at here. Stock Options Explained, that was in Wall Street Bookie as well. I'm guessing Alpha Hunter videos are probably from Wall Street Bookie as well. So these are from June 27th. So these are pretty recent. But yeah, so you get the same videos and everything as well. So just kind of looking through the stuff here. It looks like this offer just expired. He was opening it up to new people. It's actually a really fair price. It looked like it was $797 if you used this code Alpha. And $797 for the year, which honestly is pretty good. I think they probably charge double or something for it, so that's good. And you can see what he's doing is he's doing this $10,000 per month. So he's saying that if you get to see him do that with his capital. So obviously you could scale your own account to match, or maybe you only have a tenth of what he does, so you get 1,000 a month or whatever, and try and do it that way. He had an interesting guarantee down the bottom here. He showed some of these trades a little bit. Then down the bottom here, he said that if you don't see him do that, then you get an extra year or something free. Here we go. Perfect portfolio guarantee. I'm backing your membership with my unprecedented perfect portfolio guarantee, meaning you're going to see me generate no less than 120 grand over next year with a 75% or better win rate. Or I'll give you a whole second year for free. Quite interesting. Good. The cool thing is, a lot of these trades you don't have to chase, right? It's not like he's scalping. These are swing trades, so generally you can copy them relatively easily. So definitely some appeal there. So yeah, so it was $797 after the discount. I can try and leave a link for you guys to come and get this. I don't know if it'll still be available, but I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to sign up for this. So he did this really interesting interview. It was called the Six Figure Summit. So it was a recorded interview, and it was really interesting to see everybody's reactions, because as soon as it was like a sort of infomercial sit down type of thing, I saw a lot of people in the chat were like, "This is a scam! Like, what is this?" It's like, okay, chill. It's like an interview. It's just interesting to see people's psychology with the way that some of these presentations are done. Jeff was actually in the chat, like, whilst it was playing, talking to people. So there was no pretense that it was some sort of live thing. And so it actually worked really well. He was able to be in the chat and answer people's questions in the chat whilst his pre-recorded video was playing in the room. So I thought it was quite a good way to do it. I thought it was worked quite well. This guy is fairly well known, Seth Allen. He's interviewed people like presidents and things, so he did a fairly good job at chatting with Jeff about this stuff. So pretty good. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know what is going on with Wall Street Bookie, Jeff Bishop, and Alpha Hunter. They're the one and the same. How it goes from here is anybody's guess. I would love to see a portfolio appear here, right, where you can see like an actual portfolio that says this is my $10,000 this month, 20,000 or whatever. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated in video series going forward. He has a basic sort of guide here as well, but so yeah, so that's my hope, is that the transparency is there, that you start to see either his portfolio or at least like a proper log of his trades, which sometimes with Jeff I've noticed is kind of a difficult thing to find. You have people like Jason Bond, who really think he's doing great with his stuff. Jason Bond documents his results really, really well, so hoping to see that this new Alpha Hunter reframing of Wall Street Bookie has that flavor to it as well. Anyway, make sure you come and check out the webinar. Just put in your best email address. I'll email you a couple of times over the next week while we finalize the date that this will be launching on. It's no longer available in Theta Traders for quarterly members, because this is something that's really starting to become a very, very, very profitable system. Then we're actually separating it out from ThetaTraders.com. But don't worry, if you're in Theta Traders and you already have access to this particular strategy, nothing will change for you guys. So if not, definitely come and join us on this webinar. I think you'll learn a lot, and I think it'll be something that could change your trading career for the better. All right, guys, talk to you soon.